So it seems like Hector thinks he controls both the rain and the sun. Chef's Kiss, Galvantula. That Terra typing allows him to take the hit and boost the damage of his Terra Blast. Now there are some Pokemon that kind of crisscross and get both, but that's not everyone. Turn 22, we have the first KO, and this is not a stall game. This is just two players dancing around each other perfectly. And Hector, I believe, has taken the lead for the first time in the game. Hector says, I knew you were gonna bring Diancie. It's just perfect against my team. It is fairly good. But that seems like a threat as well. Garrett, if you're watching my stream, don't forget to mute me because it's totally unfair to get my live advanced opinion. Greninja goes for the U-turn, takes some Rocky Helmet Chip. That's a good first turn for Name Bad Word. Gets Chip in and tries to get the Toxic down on the Pelipper, but just manages to miss. Now the Galvantula is here, and it could lay down 100% accurate Thunders now with this rain setup. So he's not totally punished by this rain, but obviously Hector is getting a lot more mileage out of it. It protects his Regice, and it boosts the damage of Pelipper, Kingdra, Greninja, Swampert, and even the speed of Kingdra and Swampert. It's getting a lot more mileage out of this than Name Bad Word is. But on the flip side, Galvantula gets an accuracy and a damage, accuracy and a defense buff, as well as Pheromosa gets a defense buff. But I'm sure neither player are bringing fire-type moves. Now, often people do bring fire-type moves for Hector because he has a Ferrothorn, but one, he did not bring Ferrothorn this week, so that would have been a waste. And two, I don't think that Bad Word's team actually has any Pokemon with fire-type attacks. Yeah, I don't want to rush you at all. Although lately I have been thinking about enforcing a timer on matches. In previous seasons, this definitely wasn't a problem, but nowadays a lot more of our players are familiarizing themselves with the calculator. And what a lot of leagues do is they enforce a timer. So, because I can't tell you no timer. But, sorry, I can't tell you no calculator. Because it's impossible to enforce. But I can just say, like, all right, you only have so much time, so if you're going to calculate, you're wasting your time. So the Greninja comes out as Skarmory actually sets Sunny Day to get rid of this rain. And then Screamtail comes out getting a special defense boost in the sun. So it seems like Hector thinks he controls both the rain and the sun. Screamtail falls for a taunt, only getting the Reflect Up. Both players now likely to switch as the Skarmory goes for a Toxic. See, he misses the first round, but manages to get the Toxic down now. So let's put in a poll. Let's put in a poll. Close the current poll. So the Regice comes out as well as the Toxapex, both players making a switch. Let's end our poll. What was the results of our final poll? 11 votes. Interesting. So the Regice has Thunder doing 42% and paralyzing the Toxapex. Whereas the Toxapex knocks off and gets rid of... What does he get rid of? Was that an itemless Regice? What reason would he have to not run an item? Unless that is a Z Regice. Now, what Z move could he be running? I don't know. And we're gonna do a little poll. Bad Word versus Heck 1, 2, 2, 3. As he's continuing to Thunder, if he could just go into his Dugtrio, who has an incredible matchup, he eats this Thunder and resists all of Regice's attacks. Just go into the Dugtrio right now. It's the obvious answer. At least to me, it seems very obvious you need to go into Dugtrio. Now, I know the Reflect is up, but it's gonna go away soon. Maybe he could, like, he needs to use this Regenerator on Toxapex to get that 33% health back as well. So he really does need to switch out, because Toxapex does not have to be dead here. He does go into the Dugtrio, he does absorb the Thunder, and he does get the Regenerator healed. So he makes the right call there, if you're asking me. Now, does he attack the Regice? That's a different question. Regice is not very physically tanky, so he'll take a lot of damage, but there is a Reflect Up cutting that damage in half, and I will say that I don't think it's enough to KO. Now maybe he'll reveal the Z move that he's carrying. No, as both players switch out, Toxapex once again has his HP back. And Pelipper comes out, but Pelipper comes out too soon to get a full turn of Rain as he spams 100% accurate Hurricane. And now, a big turn for Bad Word as he knocks off the Damp Rock, meaning any Rain that gets turned on is going to be much shorter now. And because Hector came out too early on the Rain, he doesn't get any sort of reset. The Rain is gone now, and the Rain is going to be a lot more painful to get up for Hector. A lot less rewarding to switch Pelipper in. Toxapex versus Swampert. If I'm Bad Word, I'm going into my Skarmory in this situation because I do not want to take Earthquake. As the Swampert goes for the substitute, as the Toxapex attempts to Pain Split, which is, I'm going to say it, a horrible decision. I would not run Pain Split over Recover on a Toxapex ever. I would be relying on Recover, and I would be relying on Regenerator. I would never use Pain Split. Is now Swampert has a substitute up and a bulk up. Galvantula, likely looking for a Grass Knot, goes for a Terra Hidden Power as the Earthquake does not KO the Galvantula. Incredible. Chef's kiss, Galvantula. That Terra typing allows him to take the hit and boost the damage of his Terra Blast. No, that's Hidden Power. Why did he not run Terra Blast? Does Galvantula not get Terra Blast? Galvantula is allowed to Terra in our league. But is it in the new generation? It is not. It can't Terra Blast. That's why. Okay, fair enough. Not everything gets Terra Blast. If you have not been introduced to Scarlet and Violet, you do not have access to Terra Blast. Same thing with Hidden Power. If you're a new Pokemon, after Hidden Power has been taken away, you do not get Hidden Power. Now, there are some Pokemon that kind of crisscross and get both, but that's not everyone. The Thunder comes out, does 58% damage. Galvantula looking very scary now in this matchup. Toxapex comes out, a great answer to the Kingdra, who manages to critical hit and confuse the paralyzed Toxapex. Pax is just getting bullied. Grass Knot still would have been better though. Does it also not get Grass Knot? I think it gets Grass Knot. A lot of electric types do get Grass Knot. I'm not certain if Galvantula gets it or not. It does not get Grass Knot. It gets something better. It gets both Giga Drain and Energy Ball. There was no reason to run Hidden Power Grass. But, you know, Garrett's not our most advanced builder, but you can definitely see the thought process going in on that team. It is fun to coach people, and I've sat and team built with Garrett before, and I'm not going to say he's one of the better builders in our league, because a lot of people have gotten very good at it, but he hasn't been left in the dust with team building either. He has been getting better. He has shown potential. He just, he definitely needs a mentor to sort of sit there and like handhold and be like, okay, your decision was 80% of the way there. Here's the 20% that kind of like, let me buff out the details for you, but you got the gist of it, is kind of where he's at. Like, he does most of it right, but he always kind of... Strategy-wise, he's there, but, like, game knowledge-wise, he's not, I guess. He doesn't always take the best option, but he is in the right headspace. So we get a dual switch, both players not happy, and I'd say Name Bad Word comes out with the positive situation, getting the first KO of the game. Turn 22, we have the first KO, and this is not a stall game. This is just two players dancing around each other perfectly as the Iron Head comes out and manages to take out the Screamtail. Screens are gone from Hector, but the Rain is back up. Now remember, this is a neutered Rain, but even a neutered Rain is enough to do serious damage. You and Garrett, me and Tyler is like Jiraiya and Naruto and Sasuke and Orochimaru. No. My protege is the Golden Boys, amateurs only. That's my boy. I taught him everything he knows about team building. So both players go for the switch. Galvantula Dugtrio goes into Galvantula. Pelipper goes into Swampert. Now, before this was a positive matchup, but Galvantula has taken a considerable amount of chip. Swampert won't fall for the same trick twice, and it has the speed advantage now. I would be going back into my Skarmory. Maybe expecting an Ice Punch of sorts, but maybe Hector knows that. Maybe he's smart. Maybe he's going to go for a substitute and go for more of his bulk ups again. I will compliment Hector's EV spread. I don't know if this was intentional, but you notice he clicked substitute, but he has 76% HP. That is from doing funny business to your HP EVs. Having an uneven amount of HP instead of an even amount. Yeah, good job there, Hector. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but that's tech. He does go into the Skarmory like I would have, gets defense dropped, but gets a little chip on the Swampert. Now, if he could survive the next 2 turns, he can shut off that, he can get that rain back off, but he really needs to handle this Pelipper, because even so, there's still going to be another bout of rain that he has to deal with. He goes back into the packs. He's doing a good job of wasting these rain turns, but I don't see a future where Skarmory is useful for the rest of this game. In fact, I would have considered a sack there. I definitely would have tried to switch into the Skarmory to avoid that Earthquake, but I'd be considering a sack. We're back in an even matchup, 5-on-5, as the rain comes out again. Pelipper taking some serious damage. What is Galvantula to do? Is he gonna drop a Thunder in the rain? I would consider going for the Hidden Power again, because it hits almost everyone on the team. And he does. He goes for the same thing I would have done, and it does nothing. So, looks like I made the wrong decision. Hector saw through that plan. Both players playing an extremely good game. The Hidden Power does nothing. Galvantula goes for a Volt Switch, and who does he switch into but the Diancie? This is a very positive matchup until the Regice calls that with a Flash Cannon. And Hector, I believe, has taken the lead for the first time in the game. Now, Pheromosa is on the field, and it's looking to pick up a KO. A close combat here could spell, if this is the Speed Boost Pheromosa, close combat could spell defeat for Hector. He's getting a free revenge kill, and he is about to decimate something. Hypothetically, Choice Band Speed Boosting Pheromosa could win the game right now. Making that call, defeating the Diancie may have ended the game, but instead, the rain is up, and the boost is not speed, it is attack. That is not what he needed this week. He's going to have to protect this Pheromosa, and I say maybe switch into the Skarmory and then go into the Dugtrio, I think. But either way, he's in a world of hurt right now. He is in a world of hurt. Skarmory gets KO'd. As the rain is back off, he goes into the Galvantula. Volt Switch or Hidden Power is the move. Does he Volt Switch? Thunders. I think this is game. I don't see any universe where he wins. Unless this is like a Scarf Galvantula. Scarf Galvantula would be crazy. I think he just has to sack the Galvantula, and maybe I think he sacks Galvantula and goes into Dugtrio, and maybe if Dugtrio has a Scarf, or maybe if Dugtrio has like priority, I think Dugtrio maybe has Sucker Punch. If he can handle this Kingdra, the game is back on his turn. But right now, Hector is looking in control. This is honestly a super good game, and most of the people are missing it. Oh me, oh me, oh me, oh my. Yep, goes into the Dugtrio. What does Dugtrio have? It does not have the speed, even with a Scarf, to beat a max speed Kingdra. As the Scarf, it's tough. This is really tough. God, if it was Speed Boost Pheromosa, he had won the game. Just a little difference in team building could have won this game. That's so sad. As the Surf KOs, hell of a match. Thanks everyone for coming to the stream. I appreciate you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.